everybody. Welcome
Face was
Inside
sad.
the Booth.
That's going on a short. that was awesome.
Yeah, well, thank you. So yeah, welcome everybody.
Hello.
Those one person that's out there. I don't know. Tonight's one of those nights, man. I'm so.
Are you
bright.
having a Sunday?
We have a orange alien with us, and like somebody that's kind of normal down there. Me, I'm just like bright and glowy. I'm kind of, I don't know, what am I? I'm another alien or some sort.
Just glowing, that's all. Well, anyway, welcome to the booth, guys. And ignore Dan over there. He just needs a nap. He hasn't had one since 2010.
That's
and
it.
so,
long day.
Yeah.
Bryce Jagger, what's up?
Hello.
Galaxy Garage, how you doing? And my mom.
Hello.
Woo! Yeah. Tonight we are reviewing the beautiful movie, something or other, Buster Scruggs.
The Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
That's it. Which is like a movie that has like 6 different movies within it, basically.
Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah, six short stories.
Yeah, 6 short stories.
Collaborated into one long film, yeah.
Yeah. It's an interesting movie.
That word, it starts.
Oh no, it's Matthew's least favorite word to describe anything.
And I will be using it a lot tonight.
Would that be? I think Dan needs to go.
Go to unique. I can sustain unique.
Get your earplugs in if you don't like that word.
It's a bad word around here.
Oh.
He's like getting himself prepared to talk about this film.
Let's talk about it. Yeah. Woo. We got to talk about the plot first, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's 6 short different films, so
okay. This has me a little bit confused. Now, this movie was Matthew's choice, right?
Yes.
So maybe we should. I think because I feel like Dan and I might just a little bit be on the same page about this unique film. So I think it would be good for me personally to hear Matthew's dialogue first, maybe, if you guys are okay with it. So maybe he can somewhat convince me with each category the blessing of the movie that is The Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
There you go.
Would you mind taking the floor, Matthew?
Sure.
Props and villainy. Yeehaw. What's up? Howdy.
Yeah, so The Ballad of Buster Scruggs features 6 vignettes that take place in the American frontier. So you have one kind of like the first one, it's titled The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, and he's just kind of like, the best gunslinger in the world, and anybody that comes across his path, he shoots him down. And then you have kind of the whole like, I'm going to rob. The next story is about robbing a bank and what that deals with. Yeah, the next one is like dealing with meal. It's called Meal Ticket. So that deals with like a guy going on the road on the show, very theatrical to make money, right? Mm-hmm. And there's the whole dilemma that's going on there. I don't want to get too much into it, but then there's the prospector. There's the prospector one. It's called All Gold Canyon is the name of the 4th story.
Yeah, that one was. I like that one.
Which features Tom Waits. So if you're a fan of Tom Waits' music, you can watch this movie and be like, "Oh my goodness, it's Tom Waits! I love that guy." So he's in that playing as the prospector, which is kind of perfect for him. The 5th story is the gal who got rattled. So this is a girl who's going on the road with her brother. Things happen. things happen, and she didn't make it. Spoiler alert.
Long story short.
And the last one is probably my second favorite story. So they're on their way. These 3 characters are on their way inside this horse and buggy, going to what you assume to be a place of rest. but you get the vibe that they're perhaps going to their eternal rest. So there's 6 different stories based in the Old West, and kind of like all the kind of stories that you kind of hear about in the past. They kind of collaborated in all these six stories. So I mean, to say that there's like what the main theme? The main theme would be probably the Western frontier stories, right. The Western frontier stories, and this was they said it was after the the Civil War era. So this is right after that era, around 1870s, 1880s, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it deals with kind of like the transition from what that generation Civil War era into the new generation, and then into the 1900s, and here we are today. But yeah, so that's the whole kind of kit and caboodle. Is that the thing? Yeah.
Kit and caboodle. Yeah. I haven't had one of those since I was probably 12.
Bryce says like Twilight Zone, but Wild West. Yeah, it's yeah. I'm not too familiar about the Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone is weird. The unthinkable, the unimaginable happens.
Twilight Zone, in the sense of it is very well written out.
Very well written.
Yeah, because it's directed by the Coen brothers. So I mean, like they're just geniuses when it comes to writing screenplays. There was a bunch of awards they won in like. Yeah, for this movie, they won some at film festivals. For best, most of the stuff they won it for were best screenplay at different film festivals. So
sure was.
Yeah,
definitely.
I know. I like all the offbeat stuff. I don't really like a lot of popular films guys out there. I like a lot of where like it's. I like films where like you're actually kind of learning something about life, and someone's telling you a story, and that's what the human being is all about, is like listening to stories and where they come from and what does this all mean, right? So I mean, this is me personally sitting down watching a superhero movie, I can't relate to any of that. I don't care. The superhero's gonna win. The end. Don't care. So I'm not a big fan of superhero movies. So I mean, I do like Batman because he's human.
Because he's Batman. Exactly. He's Batman.
I'm Batman.
So with that being said, I mean, that was kind of hard for me. It's like, so we're supposed to give the plot either a point or a no point, or the elusive half point.
The elusive
but this is what is cool. It? I'm sorry, was it 5 or 6 stories?
6.
6 stories in one movie, and so it's like, how do you give
nothing related?
It's hard to follow a plot.
So how do you give it a like I see that Matthew likes this movie, which is almost like it's not a movie.
Yeah,
it's like a compilation of shows,
vignettes, short story vignettes.
So how would you rate this for the plot in and of itself, Matthew?
Plot wise, I would say it's the Western frontier. Did they give each one the Western frontier? Did you get that feel of like you're actually there? That's kind of what I got.
But is that really the plot?
That's part of it, yeah.
Well,
but each one of them has each story has its own plot.
Yeah, so then you got to kind of figure out.
That's kind of hard for me, to be honest. I don't really have much written down for plot because I'm like, well,
this one had a story. This one had a story.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's tough,
And I mean, like one wasn't about Buster Scruggs.
Right. Oh, there's only one about him, and then the rest was different.
So it's like, this is called The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. He dies in the first movie, short film, whatever.
Short film. That's what I would call it.
And then it's not. And then he's not in the rest of them.
Here's a good one. An anthology containing 6 short films, all occurring in 19th century post-Civil War America during the settling of the Old West, and the different stories and different lives that you see in those people.
So I just didn't know exactly how to. So what would you give it, Matthew?
I would get a point.
Get my,
I would give it a point.
official pen out
Because
here.
each short story, the plots were well written. So I mean, I would give. So then, do we have to do 6 points for each 6 short stories?
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, but technically, it's all under the
Overall,
umbrella of one
overall,
movie. So
I would give it a point.
Okay.
All right.
Now, when I pick films like this, do you guys are like, oh crap, it's a Matthew movie? Do you guys say that in your mind? I think Dan does. He's
I
laughing.
do sometimes. It
Only
depends on which-
sometimes. Only sometimes.
It depends
Because,
on what kind of movie it is.
like, when you picked this one, I was like, I've never seen it before. I hadn't seen it before. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, I remember seeing the trailer for this, and this did not look like anything I ever wanted to watch. So only like that. But you picked other movies, like, what was it? The other Western one. In the beginning of the month, it's a long title.
Once Upon a Time.
Once
in-
Upon a Time in the
Yeah,
West.
you know, but I don't think that one's necessarily like weird. It is a little bit different than mainstream movies or something like that. But I didn't die inside or anything. when you picked
Right. That one was a pleasantly.
Dan fell in love with the woman
Surprise.
that was in that movie.
Well, yeah. I mean, I fell in love with how he filmed it.
he
fell
fell
in
in
love-
love
oh,
with the
yeah.
director of
Photography.
cinematography.
Yes.
That's what I fell in love with was the cinematography.
I'm
Yeah.
sure you loved Tom Waits' character. That's just open space and open range, and the lighting is like wonderful. And you can see the clouds like moving over, right?
Right,
And it looks like you're there. I'm like, wow,
Mm.
and it just looks beautiful.
Right. Which one was Tom Waits now?
He's the old guy digging for gold.
Oh yes.
Yeah. I'm sure you loved all that. Yeah.
That one was.
Cinematography on that is probably, I was like, Dan's gonna like the cinematography on this one.
Yeah.
Well, Dan, do you want me to go next, or would you like
Yeah.
to
Go
go next?
ahead. Go next.
Okay, so as I've already stated, it's kind of difficult for me to figure out how to point the plot in so many ways. Either point out the plot or give it a point, because I was like, again, you know, it's like it would have been different for me, I think, if it would have been like, okay, here's the first story of Buster, and this is what happened to him. Here's a brief synopsis of his reputation and stuff like that. And then the rest of them would have somehow referenced back to it. But that's kind of confusing to me. I'm like, what am I watching? You know?
This is one of those films you kind of have to read up on first, because when I first saw it, I was like, oh, this is going to be awesome. Because I didn't really read
you didn't
anything
tell
up
us there
on
needed
it.
to be homework there, Matthew. It's just like, what was the True Grit when you told us it was a book? And it was like, oh, you have
Yeah.
to do the homework
Yeah, we
first.
didn't
It's
know-
like one of the books that I've like read like years ago.
I want to read it. I really do. But I have to say, while this movie is in a way a little bit confused, it's not my taste, it's not my style. It's a little bit confusing to me, but I kind of want to give this movie a point simply because it was definitely a creative and daring venture.
That's the Coen brothers.
And I saw that they did True Grit, which,
Uh-huh.
you know, coincidence. We just did that Rumble.
The
But
cinematographer that they use all the time is
So-
genius.
I think for the plot, it's like I said, it's a little bit of a weird gamble for me. But I think just for creativity alone and the daringness of the film, I'm gonna give it a point, even though I was a little lost and bored.
That's okay.
I think that, like I said, the creativity and the ambition was worth a point.
And Bruno De Bono is the cinematographer.
Well, kudos, Bruno.
Yes.
All right, Dan, dazzle us with the word unique.
Yeah.
This is unique. I guess there's a lot to like about it, but at the same time, it is unique, weird,
It's interesting.
and so I'm just gonna give the plot a half a point.
Ooh, Dan out the gate with a half a point? Ooh.
Yeah. Well, it's either that or 0. One of the two.
Right. Dan's like, I feel like it's Sunday. I'll be generous. Okay.
So there we go. That's all I gotta say about that. You
That's
guys-
all I gotta say about that.
Okay. So,
That's
next.
all I gotta say about that. Want some chocolate?
Oh my goodness. I
I'm
think that,
always saying life's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that goes pretty well into the acting category. Like that's where I kind of wanted to go with it. It's like,
Oh, you can start this one first. Yeah, you can.
oh,
go
I'm
for it.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just
Go
No,
ahead.
Do you want me?
really,
Okay, it's just
You might as well. You just started talking about it. Go for it.
just kind of musing, and is like the accents. Like honestly, it was really cringe in the first. I'll just call them episodes. First story, in the first episode because
Buster Scruggs smile.
this movie is
He's like smiling
okay.
all
I'm
the
gonna
time.
tell you, this movie is irritating for two reasons. Well, it's kind of like one reason is the fact that like there's so much cringe in this movie, but it's done well. And so I'm like split down the middle. Like I did not like. I'm just gonna go ahead and say I did not like this film. I was bored to tears, but I'm still giving the plot a point. Okay, the acting, like the accents, especially for Buster, like is so cringe, but it's pretty spot on to those old like Western cartoons, you know. And so I'm like, ugh,
Oh,
and
I
he
love
did
it.
such a good job of being this cringy, cartoony cowboy. Like he really
Right.
was like a cartoon, live
Mhm.
action cartoon, and he
Right.
did that
When he
well.
hits the table.
Yeah, and the guy's gun goes.
When I first saw that, I was like, "What just happened?"
Yeah, this movie, I mean, I guess that kind of goes back with the plot too. It's just like this movie's peculiar in the fact that like there's all this semi, I guess you could say semi gory, you know, stuff going on, shooting off of fingers, shooting in the middle of the face, like all this kind of stuff. But it's
He's a good
weird.
shot.
Yeah, it's weird humor, you know. It just
He got all 5 fingers.
like I don't understand this movie at all. But I again, so that's why I'm a little bit divided about the acting because while I hated this movie, I'm like they did a pretty good job.
Yes.
So while I didn't like it, I think that I will give it a point because they did a good job.
They did.
Like I think that was the purpose. Like they were trying to be cartoony, cringy, macabre Western movie. And that's not my style, but they nailed it. So
Right. Yeah, you got Tim Blake Nelson, James Franco, Liam Neeson, Zoe Kazan, Harry Melling.
who was the brother or the cousin in Harry Potter.
Yes, that was good job. That's awesome. They caught that.
Yeah,
Dudley.
he did. Yeah,
But he lost quite a bit of weight. He looked so weird.
Quite a bit of weight.
That little mannequin, armless,
legless
thing that he was. He's so creepy, and I'm like, ew. Why do I know that face?
The theatric.
Why do I know that
he was,
face?
like,
I'm like, oh, that's Dudley.
That's my favorite short story in the whole film. Is that one because it's very theatrical. I like theatrical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It is theatrical, yeah,
Yes.
and it was weird.
Liam Neeson had to decide. This is cheaper. This chicken is cheaper.
Yeah.
And then it just cuts to what happened to the guy.
Yeah.
And you have to let your mind be like, oh my goodness, did he just get rid of his partner because the chicken was cheaper and making money?
Times were hard back then. You had to make some gray decisions.
Yeah, and what's interesting about that story, since we're on that, was that they didn't converse with each other.
Yes, everything was facial. Yes, they talked.
Yeah,
to
they
face
both
and
talked,
everything they
but
did.
not to each other, and it was strange. You know, it's like, man, what? Just say hello to your partner, guy, friend, or whatever. What he was.
The eyes and face were talking the entire time, and you're like, wow. And that's why that's cinema. That is the art of cinema.
Yeah, they did a good job with the facial expression.
A lot of creativity.
Yeah, and how you felt, how they felt, or something.
Yes. Oh yes, you got that.
Toward the end of that story, it's like, oh no, he's gonna kind of get rid of him. He's gonna like leave him in the woods or something, and just goodbye. You know.
You know what I thought? I thought the time because he played Ra's al Ghul, right? So I was like, oh, it's
Yeah.
Ra's al Ghul. So
Mhm.
okay, he was really gonna do it anyway, and he was from like back in that time too.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, it could be him.
Could be the same guy.
That's the secret. It is.
Right. That's the
Ra's al Ghul.
yeah, and then you got Tom Watts and Bill Heck.
Waits.
Oh, Waits, right. My bad. Can't read. What? Brendan Gleeson?
Gleeson. Mhm. Seen him before.
Stephen Root.
I mean, it's an all-star cast. It
Yeah.
really is.
It is
an
really,
all-star
there's
cast.
a lot of nice actors and actresses in this one. Yeah, so I will give the acting a point as well. I did.
Sorry, I just like how you listed all the actors and actresses, and you're like, I give this a point, just because it's a star-studded cast.
Yeah.
Good. It was well done. The acting was well done.
What was one of your favorite characters that stands out, like immediately in your mind?
Buster.
Well, obviously, Buster Scruggs. I mean, it's
that's
the first
that's
thing
just draws you in. I think that's why they did that on purpose.
Yeah.
To draw you into the movie is that character.
I didn't like it, but I couldn't stop watching him.
Yeah, right.
It's the smile or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like he's always smiling, even when he's like doing bad things, shooting you up.
It just has this friendly confidence.
Because people assumed that, like, oh, because he talks that way, he's not good at all. At the it's just beautiful how that works.
Yeah, very.
The contrast is amazing.
Yeah, and I like the guy in the black that comes riding up. He's like, "Yep, you're Buster. I'm gonna. This is your end, you know." And he's like, "Oh," and Buster Scruggs like all confident and cocky, and he's like, "Oh yeah, okay, you know."
You need me to count?
Get to you know. And then he's like,
"Do you need me to count?"
Yeah, do you want to count? Well, no thanks, you know. And then boom, and he's like, "Wait a minute."
He's not like a main character, but I liked the banker just because I don't know the way he was
funny.
It was probably my only favorite scene.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
I know that goes into cinematography, but I loved the shot where it's just the bank in the middle of nowhere.
Yes.
There's nothing else but a well. And that's it.
Yes.
That was very unique. I guess.
I think he used it the right way this time, Matthew.
Yes. Yeah. Oh,
yes. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So that's a point for me for the acting.
There's in that one the you were just talking about the guy who gets hanged. I was reading on one of the goofs in that was
I thought it was funny.
The horse wanders from its initial spot under the tree, and the guy was writing, "If the rope around the cowboy's neck is long enough to let the horse wander that far, he would have landed on his feet if the lawman had luck fulfilling the deed." Also, the rope changes angle in close up versus the landscape footage. So, like, and those little details. I was just kind of scribbling through today, and when I was reading that, I was looking at that. I'm like, yeah, it does seem a little slack, like that rope. So I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Right.
But yeah, all the acting on this was my favorite. Acting was the very, very end. The whole conversation in the kind of like the death. You know, when they said they were reapers. You know, you're like, oh, okay, who are you? Again, the Reapers are very theatrical, and I'm like, oh my goodness. And then the different characters that they had in there, the old guy, the woman, and the French guy. So I'm like, just hearing them bicker about whatnot, about life and stuff is fascinating. And the one prospect guy, you know, he goes on for like, what, 10, 15 minutes talking? I just started, I'm like, wow, when was the last time you saw someone like speak really well like that for the long period of time in cinema? I'm like, this is beautiful.
But that also seems to be like a Western thing. Have you noticed that?
Yeah,
like
for sure.
Throughout our entire month of Western films, that
for sure.
especially the older ones, like
Westerns
dialogue Like long
yeah.
dialogue seems to
You get
be
to
like
know
a
who they
staple.
are when they talk. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if you heard the old guy, he's like, I'm not really well versed in talking and stuff, and you just start laughing because he's been talking for like literally 15 minutes. And I just started laughing. I'm like, that's brilliant.
Do you think that was like a spoof? Like,
Oh
that
yeah.
was
I definitely think that was a spoof when
on
he said
Western
that.
films. Like, yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
great. So I assume.
Oh,
give it
so good. I give it 2 points.
Yeah.
It's
Foul.
that good.
Yeah, so that being said, this movie was kind of confusing on the genre because it kind of seemed like a comedy, but at the same time it didn't. You know, it was.
Well, that's the Coen brothers.
It's the macabre
writing.
sense of humor.
Yeah, that's their writing
Dark
style.
humor.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But it is an homage to the Western frontier after World War II. So I mean, they did a great job with that.
Yeah. Okay, that's all I had to say. Well, let's take a quick commercial break. What's up, everybody? And tell people.
That was his commercial. What's up, everybody? All right.
Don't forget to visit us at www.insidethebooktv.com. Get yourself some merchandise. We got beautiful merchandise.
We don't sell that book.
We don't sell that book, but want us to. Matt's got the book, and you can always message him. If you want some jerky, turkey jerky, beef jerky, go to the grocery store near you.
Right.
Yeah,
Not inside
man.
the Booth's website, but the grocery store near you.
And that's it. What exactly do we do here is what everybody asks, so I will tell you.
What is this place? What is it that you do here? Merchandising. Merchandising, merchandising, where the real money from the movie is made.
Oh, it's beautiful.
That's right. Our merch is beautiful.
I still think that's probably like one of the best things out there is our thing right there.
Little commercial.
Yeah, I think it's like
Commercial's
the
the
best.
It's the best.
It's
We're not
better
biased
than-
at all.
Oh,
2 points to Inside the Booth.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
it. 2 points for whoever made that commercial. And then some. All right. And then obviously we already said hello to some people. We got Bryce there, the Galaxy Garage.
There.
Props
How-
and there, and that's
How
it.
slow can you say that word? I want to know.
There.
It wasn't really that. It was like the ellipse
There.
in between. Like,
Oh, was it?
There.
There.
He was like portraying Alan Rickman.
I'm Alan Rickman.
Oh man, Quigley Down Under. Now that would have been an interesting Western to do since it's not U.S. based.
Oh, there you go. Done. Well, anyways, Westerns. Woo!
Was
Kinda
David here?
this
Anyways.
over.
Or anyways.
I didn't hear anything.
Anyways.
Anyways, yeah.
Tweet, 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 tweet.
Well.
We're like acting like it's midnight and we've been streaming for 3 hours.
We're just all very tired.
I know I'm tired. Bryce has got to be tired. He was hanging out with me today. My twins' birthday, his daughter's birthday. His daughter's birthday was today. My twins' birthday's tomorrow.
Sister's birthday's tomorrow.
Yep. His daughter and my daughter are best friends. So,
Aw.
we decided to hang out and do some stuff. You only turn 6 once. So,
Yeah.
anyway, commercial break over. Let's get
Time to get serious. Okay.
We should have a plug for that.
Commercial break.
Over.
Okay. Over.
commercial break over. Let's get on with it.
Remember to ring the bell?
Oh
Ding,
yeah.
Dan, you gotta wake up. We gotta get you some like inside the booth energy.
Energy drinks.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah. No, I wasn't making.
You know, one of these films ones we do, I want Dave to be on too, Whitey. I want Whitey to be on as well to do a film.
Oh, there you go. We can get him on.
We should do the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus. We should watch that one and see what happens.
That one's really strange. That was
I don't.
you know how everybody says Heath Ledger's last movie was Batman? It wasn't. It was that movie.
Yes,
The
I had that
I've never
on
heard of
DVD
it.
at one time.
or whatever. Yeah, that was Heath Ledger's
Johnny Depp's in it. You know, it's just
very last movie, and I think the
very
reason
surreal.
why they did what they did in that one. You know, this is not a review of that movie. Never mind. I'm not going to talk about it.
Okay, we'll get to that another time.
Oh, we were gonna have a Buster Scruggs moment here, where we were gonna have an episode within an episode.
That's it. That's what we were going to do.
We're gonna have a
You're
review
absolutely
inside of a review. Yeah.
right. That's it.
I need a harp.
Another review. That's it.
You need that.
Start
Okay,
singing.
that was
And there's
weird.
no strings. And there's
It
no
was
strings.
weird.
Weird. I'm like, it was like, what am I watching?
It was strange when he like went like this and went doop, and then like this dust cloud of his self was behind him, and then it, went away. That was, yeah. This was kind of comical, honestly.
Yeah.
Banana Moose, have
Have
some of my
energy
stuff. What's your energy stuff?
But
Tell
the
us- Your
Tell us
secret.
what it is. We'll put it in the description below.
I don't know if you heard the ending of the
Depends on what it is.
of the Buster Scruggs. What he said at the end.
What do you
That's
say?
like
at the end? You got
That's like the whole sum up of that whole
the whole
chapter.
movie.
There's just got to be a place up ahead where man ain't low down and poker's played fair. If there weren't, what are all those songs about? I'll see you all there, and we can sing together and shake our heads over all the meanness in the used to be, meaning where we are now.
Right.
It was almost
Meaning in time.
like Dan was saying, like it's like the genres, and it's like all of a sudden I was like, is this whole thing gonna be a musical? Like, am I gonna see Liam Neeson
Nope.
burst into song? Like,
Yeah, it was the only time you hear singing. Was like,
yeah. So
strange.
Yeah, there's a guy that sang at the end.
What a movie, guys.
One of the Reapers sang.
interesting.
If you haven't seen this movie, go. I guess check it out.
You haven't seen this
Tell
movie?
us what you think
Go
about
for
this
it.
movie. In the description. I mean, in the comments below. In the description, yeah. Let me give you my YouTube information, and you can write it in the description. I meant was in the comments below. You know how there's comment stuff, after the live is over. Yeah, that.
All right.
Cinematography.
Cinematography.
Did Bradford say what he said?
This should be a quick one.
Acting. Did he give it a point or not?
He did a while ago
Oh,
before the
okay.
commercial.
I don't know what I'm doing. All right.
Dan, you're the expert here on cinematography.
Cinematography.
Take it away.
Put some cinnamon on my tongue. Woo.
Oh, I thought you were talking to like referencing the movie. Like you were like, I'm like, oh wow, okay.
No. I was pretending like I was holding a thing of cinnamon.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Got you now.
So never mind. Yeah,
We should sell something like that.
we should.
Sell cinnamon, but it says cinematography.
Cinematography. That's
Or
what.
no, use cinematographer, and then with your name underneath it, Dan. And then we give you a little sample of cinnamon. That'd be kind of cool.
That would be cool.
Or the entire cast of Inside the Booth on the side of it.
Like get all of our like Wheel of Fortune faces on.
It's like, hey, do you like French toast? We have cinematography.
We got cinematography. You can add to your French toast
Yeah,
thick and visually pleasing.
Visually
to
pleasing.
the eye.
Right.
Look at that syrup just drip down.
Cinematography enhances every breakfast experience.
Yes. Yes. Oh, I'm into that.
Your French toast will become vibrant in color.
And more surreal. That's right.
It's in 3D. Wear your 3D
Almost like
glasses.
tasting-
I know it's not 3D. Oh.
Whoa! It's almost like tasting the colors in your mouth.
Cinematography. Taste the
that's
colors.
a t-shirt. That's the t-shirt right there. Taste the colors.
All right, so I went down the wrong tube.
That's the cinnamon.
Dan's had too much cinnamon.
Cinnamon. Yeah. Nice.
Sorry about that. Okay, here we go. Cinematography. Oh, jeez, now I'm saying cinematography.
Yes.
Yeah. It was good. I liked it. It was good.
It's like when he listed all the actors. I give it a point.
That's it. I liked the lighting, the way they filmed it, the CGI that came along with it. That was, it was well done.
Which one stuck out the most to you?
Probably the last one with the what is that?
The Reapers.
With the bounty hunters there. Just because it seemed like most of that was filmed on green screen. To be honest, I don't know if it was, but it felt like it. They did okay. They did a pretty good job with that, and I think they meant it to look the way they did it. You know, it just had that.
The set, you could tell, like, the set looked, I think, I don't know if they did that on purpose, but when they got out of the carriage and you look around, it's just like ball.
Yeah.
You know? I'm like, oh, okay.
So, yeah, you know what? I'll give it a point because I did enjoy each.
I knew it. I could predict it.
Yeah. And I did really like the prospector one because it was like,
I called it. I was like, Dan's going to love this.
No, I mean, that was like, you see the land and you see all that stuff, and he's just he's walking out
passing up the
by
clouds.
himself, yeah.
That's so good.
It was good. It was good.
You shot me in the back after I did all the hard work.
Yeah.
I was like, you felt so bad for him.
Right.
Yeah. And then, he kind of pretended he died there, and then when the guy down, he turns
It surprised me. It did. Yeah. I will say it surprised me.
Did you have to have the cha-ching?
Yeah, and then the that theatrical thing with Liam Neeson and Harry Melling, so that really stuck out to me too because it was mostly darker, like filmed at night.
Right.
So they did a good job with that. So yeah, I'll give it a point. Cinematography is pretty good. Here you go.
Take it away, Tia.
Okay. It's again, I feel like this duplicitness. Because like it wasn't bad cinematography for sure. Like it seems like it's very Netflix. Seems like Netflix has their own style. They have definitely developed their own style with coloring, shadowing, where to place the highlights and everything like that.
I would love to see this in the big screen. I think it would just look absolutely gorgeous on the big screen.
It's interesting though that it has like this. I don't know if anybody out there is familiar with Photoshop and stuff like that, but it just has like this high pass frequency filter on it that is kind of peculiar to me. It's like it enhances everything, but not realistically. And when I say enhances, I don't mean the color necessarily. I'm just like the skin, the flesh, and the outline of the people. Like I'm not very familiar with all of the camera types that are out there, but it's like
this
it really
had like a cartoony feel, like we were talking earlier.
It's almost like it's 3D without being 3D because of the fact that the subjects are very separated from their background. And a lot of that is, coloring and lighting, but it's also the way that they edit it. Like I said, it has like this high frequency pass filter on it or something like that. And I find it it's good. It looks good. It's done well, but it's not my personal taste. So that's where it's again, I'm giving all these like points when I don't even like this movie.
Right.
Well, you shouldn't just give it points because you like it or not, right? That's why
Right,
we're
exactly. And
like,
I know
yeah.
that's how I know I'm being fair and balanced, because I'm struggling, because it's like I don't want to tell people to watch this movie because I don't like it, but at the same time I'm like, I give it thumbs up, you know. So the different camera lenses that they used when filming some of Liam Neeson's shots were interesting. They warped on the sides a little bit there, adding a different kind of, I guess, attention, atmosphere. It does help with the quirkiness of the film, throwing in some of those more abstract kind of angles and camera lenses and things like that. So again, for I guess, the genre of the film and everything, it all worked really well to make the movie what it was. So I will give it a point.
Reluctantly.
Reluctantly, we'll give this movie a point.
Oh, heavens to Bessie.
Are you having a hot flash, Matthew? Are you going through the change?
Going through the change.
Yeah.
I'm becoming a them.
You look like a they to me. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh boy. To them.
Right, exactly. What if I don't want to be a them? What if I just want to be a they?
What if I just want to be me?
So I'm pretty sure that I know what Matthew's points are going to be. But discuss why. Why?
10 points.
10 points.
Oh,
He's not
I
gonna
mean,
tell us why. He just wants to.
it's just so beautiful. It's cinema. Like, the art form of cinema you see clearly in this film. Like, they still know what. There's at least a group of people out there somewhere in California that still know what the art form of cinema is, and that's why this film is great. I mean, the cinema as an art form has fallen off to the wayside in the last 10, 15 years. So, I mean, like, I will probably not go see a movie in theaters unless I know who directed it, who is, like, doing the cinematography on it, It's
Unless there's a singing cowboy,
Right. Or the girlfriend says, okay, we gotta go see this movie. But she's not a movie person, so
Oh, don't have
So
to worry
that will
about
happen.
it. There you go.
right. But yeah, it's just freshness to see. I was like, I'm surprised I didn't see this yet.
I saw
Like,
that
what
it
is
won a
going
lot
on?
of awards too.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
I am an award.
The artness behind it.
The
is
artness.
what brings it up. I mean, is your average person going to see this movie your average cinema goer? No.
No.
Probably.
Because most people who see film now do not consider it an art form. They just think of it as entertainment. So that's the big difference, is in my opinion. So I mean, I grew up going to the city with a few friends, going to the film forum and seeing all these movies from a long time ago. They're just like, what are we watching here?
You guys.
I saw a movie. Yeah, it's outside.
Oh,
So I saw a movie where they did autopsies, and me and my friends brought like hamburgers while we're watching this crazy movie while someone's getting an autopsy on. So I mean, and then I saw like there's this guy, I forget what the guy's name was. It's been so long, but I think it was called Texts of Light, and it's just this guy had like a flashlight or whatever kind of light, and filmed on top of film and just did this light kind of show for like an hour and a half. So I mean, I've seen some very peculiar stuff, so that's one of the reasons I still like this film.
Because Matthew's very interesting individual.
You mean unique?
Okay. Wait, what's that meme where
It's
like,
Drake. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's like interesting, unique.
Just do a meme of me of that. That'd be great.
That'd be great.
With the words.
With the words. With the words.
With the words.
Okay.
Oh, beautiful.
So remember, I gave it 10 points.
Right. I've got that down. I just basically combined all 10 marks into one.
One mark. Yeah, there you go.
But I got to see the 10 marks.
Right, there they are. There's a whole bunch of them. See, yeah.
All together. They're all together.
Right. It's fatter than my mark. Right. So.
Okay.
Music. everybody.
Music.
Matthew, take it away.
Take it away. So, I mean, the beginning and ending kind of has music.
Right. Pretty much.
Right. So, I mean, yeah. But what they did have went very well with the scenes. So, I will give it a point to that. Who was the sound guy on this?
I don't know if Matthew's
Music-
already done with
Music by
his.
Carter Burwell.
I don't know who that is, but I am so relieved. I cannot express to you guys
He did
how
Fargo.
relieved
he did
I
True
am.
Grit.
to give it a beautiful 0 points because the music
What?
was nothing for me. I don't think it was that great. Like not
You
even
didn't like Buster's playing in the air?
not even
with
no,
no strings?
not even
Kind of cool.
like not even from a like I'm trying not to be personal about it, right? Which I think we can all agree
You're
Kevin
trying
has
so hard.
not been personal about this. So I'm just so
Guys.
happy that I can say I don't think that the music deserves a point because it's just like I didn't think that it was all that fantastic for it. So I feel like a burden has been lifted from my shoulders.
Oh. Nice.
Beautiful. So I will go in between the both of you and give it a halfway.
Wow.
Just because I want to.
What did you like the music?
That's not like a good review because I
Yeah.
want to.
I liked some of the music and then I didn't like some of the
There
music.
you go.
I liked some of it.
Right.
You know, it was strange, like this whole movie.
Yeah.
I was reading one of the short stories. I forget which one, but I think it was a short story by Jack London. So I forget which one. I gotta find that again. But I'm like, oh, what? Jack London short story? I know that guy. He did the Call of the Wild.
Call of the Wild. I was just
Yeah.
thinking. I'm like
White Fang.
Right.
Yeah.
White Fang.
I have yet to read those books. Just repeat what we said.
No, that's a short right there because Dan went White Fang. We're just the best.
Yes, we are awesome, everybody. If you don't like us now, you won't like us in
Ever.
the future.
Or maybe you will on Tuesday when we do our extra special show where we talk about
Extra
anything and
special.
everything we want to on the review.
That's right, on the review. It's like The View, but better.
But better.
10 times better. If you like The View, I feel
I'm sorry. I will
Yeah.
pray for you.
Yeah.
Ready? All your lights were like flashing like it was a rave when you did
Oh,
that.
me?
Yeah.
Unks,
I wasn't doing it now.
Unks. Okay.
We dancing? What are we doing over here?
I don't know. I think we're supposed to be talking about allegory. I'll go first.
Okay,
I give it
you
a 0. I got nothing out of this because I'm confused. And look, I can see allegory, in a blade of grass. Okay, I don't got anything for this film, so I try. Even right now, while I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, allegory. Like maybe I could just come up with something really quickly. I don't have anything.
Well, let me just say this one thing. If you are a murderer, a thief, a liar, like Buster Scruggs, and you don't repent of your sins, you're not going to heaven. So
He just took the scenic route to hell. That's
His-
all.
his spurs that turn into wings, that doesn't exist.
Right.
You don't know that.
Whoa! I better.
You ever
start
seen
wearing-
somebody die and pass on into the hereafter, Dan?
Well, then I better start wearing spurs because I don't have
That'd be kind of cool. We just hear a little jingle every once in a while. I'm like, oh, Dan's moving around.
them. Ching, ching.
Ching, ching, ching.
And like if I take my kids to school, walking them into school, ching, ching, ching. Why are you chinging all the time? I got spurs, baby. I don't know.
Make
What
sure
would
I
I
look
say?
good when I pass on to the hereafter.
Yeah, that's it. I gotta trade my spurs for wings when I die.
That was such a weird scene. Like the show, the movie, whatever was already kind of strange, but I was watching. I'm like, okay, all right. And then when he died, I'm like, I'm out. I don't understand. Like,
When I first saw that, I'm like, wait, what just happened? And then like I started Googling. I'm like, oh, it's not your regular movie from this character all the way to the end. Okay, it's one of these art cinema stuff that I like from the past.
Yeah. So so this was 3, 6, whatever the number is, episodes into one movie. So
6.
what kind of plot did you guys, or not plot, I'm going back to thinking, like, what kind of allegory did you get from these because of the different plots that were there? I'm very curious.
Don't kill. Don't kill people.
That's good.
How about that?
I don't know if that's really an allegory or just a really good piece of advice or a law.
The law.
And it comes from
what brought you to this conclusion, Dan? What inspired this train of thought?
All Westerns are about killing. So
okay.
Lump everything into one.
You're breaking Matthew's heart here.
All these Westerns are always killing people.
They're all the
they
same.
Ain't gonna die and go to heaven.
You know, Rio Lobo, True
always
Grit,
killing.
Buster
Bible
Scruggs.
says, "Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not lie, thou shalt not steal."
What is going on?
So don't do it. And
did you just change your accent? Don't do
I
it.
did, because I'm very Western right now.
Wait, what in the world?
That was like perfect.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, your accent is like all over the place.
But what other live channel will do a film like this? You just get it here, baby.
That's right. You won't get it anywhere else.
He's the best.
Yes.
He's the best.
Yes.
Yes.
Where's that one?
So anyways, let's get down to the nitty-gritty.
Still waiting on your guys' allegory. What is? Well, actually, no, I'm not waiting on Dan's anymore because his is just plain and simple. Don't kill people. Matthew, would you like to elaborate?
When I give it a point, though, that's the question.
Do you? Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I
that's
haven't
the
gotten
question.
a point. Do you?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a half point just because.
You sound like it's giving you a headache to make this
It
decision.
is.
Okay. All right, I'm writing it in red ink, signifying blood.
Okay, wait. Before you put down the exact mark, give it a 0.
Okay, I did it. It's down. Hands up.
Give it a 0. I didn't see much in this one.
No, there's a lot of talking in it, guys. I know.
I don't mind
I think
that.
you guys don't like
Too
talking.
much.
No, I don't mind that. There's a lot of talking in like John Wayne movies and stuff like that. I like those.
Yeah, and it's coherent. This one you gotta like
This
pay
one you gotta
attention.
work. You gotta
Yeah, you gotta work for it.
You got to work for this one, yeah.
I give you that. You definitely have to work for this. So the wages I got out of it, the wages of sin is death. So I have something that came up in my mind before this show, Hebrews 9, verse 27. And as it is appointed for men to die once, but after this, the judgment. So every one of these characters died kind of a brutal death in kind of a quirky way. Eventually, whatever you do in this life will echo in eternity, and there will be a judge, and you will be judged of what you did or what you didn't do. So that's, in essence, that's what I got out of this film. Like each and every one, like the guy, Leeson's character, you know he threw him over, right? I'm like, well, he's going to get judged for that later on. I mean, it's a lot of these characters don't really have any, comebacks.
That's true.
But
So, no
give that
point
point.
for Matthew.
that's a point.
Oh, okay.
He'll give it a point.
All right.
That's
Well, I am going to tally up the points like I usually do.
All right.
And so, guys, take over. Have fun. I'll be
Yeah.
right back.
So, anyways, if you like what we do here, don't forget to vanquish that like button and ding the bell
What are you
and
talking
subscribe
about?
to the channel.
Did you say click the black button?
No,
Look,
vanquish
I
the
have
like.
one job on this lousy ship. It's stupid, but I'm gonna do it, okay?
That's you.
It sounded like you and
The
click the
like.
black button. I'm like, we
No,
don't
it's
have
the
a
like.
black button.
Like, I like it. I like it a lot.
Okay. That makes more sense now.
Don't forget to share this channel to everybody you know.
Now he's turned into a Georgian plantation owner.
Tell your friends about us. Yeehaw!
Want to ring the bell? All right. Ding, ding.
That's right.
Remember to ring the bell.
Get
Remember
notified of
that
all of our
bell.
upcoming episodes where we stream every Sunday and Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
We should get
So-
the song "Ring My Bell, Ring My Bell." We should get that one too for a plug.
So, out of 15 possible points that we could give this movie,
Remember,
what do
Dave
you
gives
guys?
5. Got to add the +5.
Oh, right. +5 in imaginary land. What do you think this movie scored on Inside the Booth? I'm curious to see what you guys think before I reveal the final outcome. Wonder if the chat has figured it out yet either.
All right, 10.
You think it got a 10?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Matthew, what do you
Out of
think?
15.
9.
Thinks it got a 9?
We have to be the close without going over.
I regret to inform everybody who will ever watch this episode. Don't watch this episode. No.
No. Hey.
To let you know that out of 15 possible points, it got, thanks to me, 11.
Ooh.
I was actually going to go to 11 before. I said 9.
And that's just, again, it's like, it's so weird because I would never in a million years recommend this movie to anybody, and yet I gave it significant amount of pointage. So that's on me. That's
it.
on me.
So, everybody, if you like what you see here, don't forget to support this channel. All right? We already said the whole like and all that junk. But we also have a Patreon page that you can join us to become a member once a month for $1. Do $1 a month. Woo! $1 a month, everybody. And,
I love that.
I need some that.
Yeah. By the way, woo! By the way, everybody.
Thing ever in space. It's hilarious.
Woo!
Dan totally forgot one of the most important messages that we have on Inside the Booth, though.
You gotta tell them, Silent Breed is people!
Coming to a United States near you.
That said, the green is people. But I just want to say before we go, thank you to all those who do watch us and support us and help the channel out. We were blessed
Whitey, I
today.
made you a sandwich. Where were you?
we were blessed today with some significant money, so you will not see that beautiful StreamYard logo anymore after tonight.
Yeah, Dan's getting rid of my buddy over here.
We're going to get a bear.
I think that'll be either after tonight or the end of the month, one of the two. But still, because we got Tuesday, and I don't know if I want to start it on Tuesday. If I want to start it with the new month, maybe I'll start it with the new month. Anyways, yeah. So
Anyways.
I just want to say, that's right. Anonymous goes, "I'll buy that for $1." Yes, you will. Once a month. Buy
You're
that.
cool. You're cool.
You
You're
should.
cool.
Yeah, that's
Not you. You're cool. I'm out. I can't say the real one.
You get a car. You get a car. You get a car. No, not really. We don't have that much money.
No, we can't do it. Yeah, maybe
we
one
can't
day.
give cars away.
We don't have Oprah money.
Matchbox cars.
Who
wants a Matchbox car?
Stuff right there.
So thanks everybody for blessing us, and thank you, Jesus, for giving us these wonderful people that watch us every day. And, thank you for being around. We love you. We appreciate you all.
Because it's viewers like you.
That's it.
So eat your cinematography.
Yes.
Yeah. Put it on your French toast.
I might want to do a short video of that. That'd be hilarious.
Dang, I missed it live, but I'll catch the replay.
No, don't watch it.
Hey.
Yes,
Yeah, watch it.
Don't do it.
catch the
Save
replay.
yourself.
Catch the rerun. It will play again when you hit the button after we say goodbye.
When we do.
Rerun. It'll be on UPN 9.
One car. Anonymous goes, what? Wait, I want a car? Yes,
Right.
It'll be a Matchbox car.
We'll get that to you by 2043.
Yeah,
Or a drawing of a car from Tabitha.
2043.
You get a car. You get a car. That's a lot of cars.
Just copy and print. Yeah.
Exactly. There's only one that was signed. Are you the lucky one to get it?
That's right. Golden ticket.
I'll catch it in syndication. What is that word? So what?
Syndication.
Oh, syndication. Yeah, I'm bad at words, especially tonight. Thank you, everybody. We love you guys. We will say goodbye and have a wonderful night.
Are you not entertained?